I have to start this shit off. Y'all know I gotta be acting stupid and shit. I am not suicidal. I'm fucking innocent. I repeat, I'm not suicidal. If I was guilty, I would admit it a long fucking time ago, Your Honor. I respect your decision. I respect your decision, but I am innocent. Black power fist, goddamn it. Yo, I gotta give it to Jussie Smollett. That dude is a great actor. That motherfucker deserves an Emmy Award, an Oscar. That was the weirdest, over the top storyline ever. I mean, dude did all this wild, crazy shit, hired some Nigerians to attack him, and sent his ass a fucking hate mail with a goddamn Tylenol and some fucking anthrax. Hey, girl. I mean, this dude did not plan ahead with this bull. He did not think. I mean, what the fuck? Wait, hold on a second. You go hire some Nigerians to attack your ass. Put a noose around your ass. Pour some bleach on your black ass. And then you had the noose off, and then you put the shit back on so you can have a fucking photo op of some shit. Okay. So we all know he's doing time for 5 months. He's going to be on probation for 30 months. Hey, Duncanstein. I mean, girl, you cannot make this shit up. Ooh. I mean, do I feel sorry for that motherfucker? Hell fucking no. Why? That motherfucking had an out, period. They gave him a chance to confess. They was gonna drop that shit. And he's still gonna continue on, double down on the shit, just line his fucking ass off. I do not feel sorry for that motherfucker. I don't even know why some people still sitting here caping for this nigga like he the second coming Huey Newton. This bitch, that motherfucker it's made a whole mockery out of the black community and the LGBT alike. Are you fucking kidding me? You got Taraji over there caping for this. I'm like, stop it. Listen, that motherfucker brought it on himself. I do not feel sorry for him, not one bit. And not only that, he's not, listen, he is not doing a year. He just, 5 months and he will be out early than that. So, and on top of that, it's a county fucking jail. It ain't fucking prison. So, I'm gonna need these motherfuckers that's caping for him to chill with that. This nigga, this is out-person court when he got sentenced. So, all this shit. I'm like, dudes, just stop the acting. Just stop it. And he was they put him in a psych ward, last I heard. Then they took him out. So he got his own little cell to himself. But Jussie, he a whole dumbass. I do not feel sorry for him. Like, get your shit together, Jussie. All these capers need to stop. acting like this motherfucker is the next Malcolm X, the next Martin Luther King. No, that motherfucker ain't none of that. He's a fucking compulsive liar in this bitch. Okay. Years ago, right? He got pulled over for a DUI. Do you know this motherfucker used his brother name? So he have a habit of throwing other people under the bus. I mean, you cannot make this shit up. Like, this dude lacks accountability. Okay. And try to set Nigerians up. I don't want to hear none of that black shit. That motherfucker was trying to set up them black Nigerians he hired to beat him up or whatever, and was willing to throw them under the bus so he can continue on with that goddamn storyline. He didn't give a fuck about nobody but himself. So miss me with that shit. It's just ridiculous. Point blank, period. That's what I love, that curl crown. I repeat, I'm innocent. I'm innocent, god damn it. I am not suicidal. I mean, that motherfucker is the gift that just keeps on giving. And y'all know when he gets out, he gonna be on some other bullshit. He gonna be trying to portray himself like he the fucking martyr in this bitch. We're not gonna hear the last of this dude. I mean, I don't know what the hell that possessed him to even pull that bullshit like that. I mean, this fool had his grandma involved on the stand and shit. He got everybody speaking on his damn behalf. Got all these celebrities like Sam Jackson and his wife, some Alfred Woodward. I mean, it was a fucking circus in this bitch. These white people beside my dad are out of my head. And that's another thing. This dude, listen, he a white, his late dad was a white Jew, okay? He wanted to play that, you know, saying he wanted to pull that bullshit with his Jewish side. I mean, this dude made a whole mockery out of black people and the LGBT people combined. Like, that dude ain't shit. Said I'm taking over Randy Williams. I mean, he is he's very pitiful. I refuse to cape for that motherfucker. Them motherfuckers that still want to cape for his lying ass are on their own with that bullshit. Oh God. So yeah, listen. I'm gonna tell you who should put him in some shit after this bullshit. And you know there's still gonna be people still putting him on something. Tyler Perry can come give him some work on some real shit. He could be in some Tyler Perry shows or something. I'm sure he'll find him a gig, get him a reality show or something. That motherfucker, that he is on his that motherfucker's on his way, man. That shit. I am innocent, god damn it. I am not suicidal. If anything happened to me, it wasn't me, like that Shaggy song. It wasn't me, god damn it. I am not suicidal. If I was guilty, I would have said that shit a long time ago. I am innocent. Hey, do want to go out with a bang. But yeah, man. Shout out to that goddamn liar. That compulsive ass liar. And it's that's how you know something wrong with him. It's like, dude, you got caught. You got caught. Hold that L, motherfucker. Hold that L. Accept it. You got caught. Stop doubling down lying. That's what got his ass put in jail in the first place. That motherfucker did himself. I refuse to feel sorry for him. Shit. I mean, I mean, this motherfucker still want to play like he's some freaking freedom fighter. Nigga, you a whole liar. Period. You're a whole liar. Shit. That dude over there committed perjury. Like, you don't see Lil Kim over there crying, and she did a little more time than his ass. She only did a year in there, and this motherfucker crying about some 5 months, which he gonna be out sooner than that shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Nigga, you did yourself. Like, take some fucking accountability in this bitch. So, anyways, got that shit out the way. Hell, yeah, y'all seen P. Davidson finally clapping back at Kanye with them text messages. Shit. And it was funny as fuck too. He was like, yo, this is skeet. He started that shit off with, yo, this is skeet. And Kanye gonna ask him where he at. And he gonna say, I'm in bed with your wife and took a damn selfie. That was messy as I'm ready for that SNL skits. That, honestly, I want Pete Davidson to go ahead and just make fun of Kanye ass. Hey, Guinea Gus, how are you? Like, he need to just go ahead and just do that skit on Kanye. Like, we need some comedy going on in this bitch with Kanye. Because Kanye, he another one that's just the gift that keeps on giving. And Kanye should not even be crying because, like, you know, the whole music video decapitating Skeet in this bitch. and he finally clapped back. I mean, oh. And then Kim, she finally calling him out when he over there on social media saying how she's being kept away from his kids when we seen him still around his kids. So she called him out on his Instagram, his comment section. So yeah. But yeah, they need to go ahead and do that SNL skit so I can get my laugh on. Oh, and if anyone gives a fuck, the Kardashians will be on Hulu April the 14th. If anyone gives a fuck. That's another thing. This is just in time for their show to come on with all this shit going on. They trying to hype this shit up so people watch their show, and I'm gonna watch it. They're not on E anymore. That shit got canceled, so they brought their show to Hulu. Cause I want to keep up with this saga with the Skeet Davidson and Kanye shit going on. I want to watch that shit. Not suicide says, I wish Putin would bomb all of Hollywood. That's another. Hey, I got a lot to say about that with the whole situation with Ukraine and Russia. I'll say this. If China gets involved, which I doubt they will, because, I mean, that would be a mistake if they get involved with that war situation. Because, like I said, us Americans, we also have nuclear weapons. So, ain't nobody trying to go to war. Okay? It would be a fucking disaster. And I hate wars. So trying to be stupid and get involved with that shit with Russia. And the only reason why them Russians asking for help, because they probably more than likely losing the goddamn war. They weren't expecting them Ukrainians to fight back the way they are. And Americans, we're not trying to get involved in that shit. We're not. All we're doing is giving them Ukrainians weapons and shit to fight their own battles. That's what we're pretty much doing. We're not trying to get involved in that war. We don't want to get involved. Because if we do, it's we gonna be going through World War III. Hey Ron, how are you? And that Putin guy, I don't even care for the dude. I mean, I hate dictators. I mean, fuck them dictators. And the Russians, they they don't even agree with the war. Some of them, like they're protesting, and they're getting thrown in jail for it. So yeah, I don't agree with that Putin guy sitting up here invading them people. I mean, like him, he's just sitting over here trying to bring back Soviet Union. That's all that is, because Ukraine used to be a part of Soviet Union, and he want to go back to that era. And my only thing with the whole thing in Ukraine, I think I'm gonna tell you a thing I noticed during this whole situation. Now, I mean, it's cool. It's cool, like they're like, these countries are being very welcoming towards these Ukrainian refugees, and I'm like, damn, that's far different than how they treated people that was from Syria trying to leave and shit and come their country, or Africans, you know what I mean? So they very welcoming when it comes to one of their own, the Caucasian race, but like when it comes to brown people, you know what I mean? That want to escape, and Africans when they trying to, escape from their shit, they're not as welcoming. So it's like I wish they would keep that same energy, because everyone has a right to, get the safety or whatever and get themselves out of a terrible situation. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that for now. Oh, and rest in peace to Razor Ramon. He was a wrestler from back in the days. He died from he died from having a hip replacement surgery, and he ended up having blood clots, which caused him to have a heart attack, and he was in life support, and they took him off of life support. So yeah, rest in peace to him. Right, Ron, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, y'all got, I mean, why y'all can't treat other people who are trying to get out? Like, why y'all can't understand that other people want to go with the safety as well? You don't think their lives are just as valuable as well? Like, that's some bullshit. And it's sad that people are different depending on the complexion. It's like everyone should have a right to live. Like, that's some bullshit. And that's the thing that's pissed me off about that whole situation in Ukraine. It's like, why y'all acting like that? And even them European countries, like, they've been very welcoming to them. And it's like, oh, okay. But when when Syrian refugees are trying to come in y'all country, y'all wasn't trying to allow them in y'all country. But that's cool. Whatever. So yeah, but like I said, prayers go out to them people, because like I said, I hate war. And I wish people didn't have to deal with that. So yeah, I watched this documentary on Showtime about Bill Cosby called We Need to Talk About Bill Cosby, and the comedian W. Kumar had something to do with it. So, they delved into his career and the situation about him being a serial rapist all the way back to the 60s and the Cosby Show and all that stuff. I mean, the only thing I didn't know about was the fact, I mean, I didn't know, like, when he was on the show I Spy, he requested to have black stunt person. It was crazy because, like, back in the days prior to that, right, they would use white people in blackface to do stunt work for black people. Ain't that some bullshit? So Bill Cosby spoke out against that, and he's the reason why you see black stunt workers. So he had something to do with that. So yeah, I mean, Bill Cosby, to me, he was just them dudes that was really hiding behind his persona and stuff. He had some really dark skeletons in his closet because, like, he even, like, said a couple of jokes about, like, dropping pills in women's drinks and stuff. Even his comedy routine, like, just, like, disturbing shit. And the only reason why he got off was because in the deposition, right, he paid, that last chick off that he violated or whatever, and they told him that that deposition would be used against him in a court of law or whatever. So what they did, they just went through the shit, and that's how he ended up in jail and shit. But that was a reason why he's out now. But yeah, he always talked down to other black comedians, telling them how they shouldn't be using profanity and shit, trying to act all squeaky clean and high mighty and shit. And it's like, I mean, but you was doing shit behind closed doors. You had some fucked up shit you was doing, and you was covering up with your squeaky clean way. You know what I mean? And and like I said, he got his just due. It is what it is. I don't feel sorry for him either. So it is what it is. And even on the show, like, even Cosby Show, like, okay, yeah, I like Cosby Show. I mean, what black person didn't like Cosby Show? I mean, it represented, black people, doing well. He was a doctor, and his wife was a lawyer on the show. I mean, they point this out, like, what was weird, right? He was like a OBGYN, and the weird part was, like, on the show, right? His office was in the basement of their house. So yeah. Duncanstein says, but to be fair, Bill is a man of his time. They weren't very vulgar in his day in television and movies. That's not true. He was just exception, and he used profanity behind closed doors. He was just trying to keep up with a good image and stuff. He trying to put on a persona. Lenny Bruce was using profanity. He was a comedian. This white comedian back in the 60s. He was using all types of profanity. Red Fox. I mean, so he just chose not to use profanity in public, but he used profanity behind closed doors. TLB says Jussie Smollett guilty as hell. He deserved all the smoke he caused. Yeah, I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. Damn sure don't. Ron says, I watch the Wayne Brothers though. Shit, I watched all them shows back in the days. Like back in the days, like we had some good ass black shows. And it's getting better now, you know, especially with all the streaming and stuff. But back in the days, we had a lot of black sitcoms and stuff. Like I remember this network, UPN and WB. That's before they merged as CW. They had a lot of shows with minorities and stuff. Yeah, Sister Sister, the Parkers, One on One, and then they started banning their audience. And Fox, they did the same thing as well. Because if you remember, you know, when when the channel Fox came onto the scene, they had shows like Rock and Martin, Living Color, Living Single, New York Undercover. They had all these shows, but then they wanted to, you know, they wanted to do other shit. They abandoned the black audience. But yeah, I think nowadays things are getting better as far as representation goes in the media, especially with the streaming. Jussie got roasted by the judge. It was funny as fuck. Oh yeah, that was shit. That judge dragged that dude to Phil. And I'm not trying to be funny. His family are. I mean, I see why his ass thought he can get away with shit. Like he's been cuddled all his fucking life. I can tell the way his family just be making excuses for him and just. I mean, no offense. Okay, I get it. That's your family member, but it's like, come on, your family member fucked up. Like it's okay to still, you go support your family member even when they fuck up. But it's like, come on, when you know your family member in the wrong, just stop. Just send them something. Just continue to support your boy. You know what I'm saying? Put some money in his books. I mean, it's and let it be that. It's just like his family, I don't know what the fuck they got going on. His sister was like his sister, Journey Smollett, she was putting out a statement saying how, I mean, which is true, but it's like, okay, yes, we know that blacks are disproportionately incarcerated than whites. We know this, but like your brother, listen, your brother hurt himself. Like I'm not trying to listen, I can't feel sorry for no Jussie Smollett. He had an out and he chose to double down on the lie. So that's his fault. Them folks was gonna drop the charges. What it had to do was probation prior, but he wanted to double down. And he tried to sue the city and shit like that. He put himself in that position. And when you're sitting here talking about you want to go to trial, when you know your ass got caught and you wasn't caught, I mean, you got caught lying. You gonna commit perjury on the stand. I mean, you know them people gonna make an example of your ass because they don't like. That's one thing they don't like. They don't like you wasting their fucking time. Period. So when you go out your way to do that, when your ass could have just, you know what, just take that L, just accept your fucking probation and all that stuff, you wouldn't be sitting in jail right now. That's your fault. I don't feel sorry for no Jussie Smollett. Ron says, "Where did this actor even come from? Is he an actor or what?" Yeah, he's an actor. I actually grew up with him because he was also a child actor. His siblings were all acting back in the day. His sister Journey, I don't know if you all, yeah, well, I mean, you probably know her. I mean, she's been acting since she was a child. She was in Full House. She was Michelle Tanner's friend on the show. She was in the movie East Bayou. I mean, she's been in a lot of stuff, and she still acts too. And Jussie, if y'all don't remember, he also was in Mighty Duck when he was a kid. So he's been, he did some acting roles when he was a child. But yeah, I've been knew about that family pride. I knew about him when I first seen him on Empire. I knew okay, I knew okay, that's that boy from Mighty Ducks. When I see him on Empire, I knew who his sister was, Journey. So I mean, that's another thing. Like he fucked himself up. It's like, dude, you could have been the acting version of Lil Nas X. I mean, you fuck. Back in that time. I mean, he was pretty much, the black LGBT, on a primetime show. I mean, that was, seen as a big deal during that time. And I heard I don't know, I heard a theory, he did what he did because he wanted a fucking raise or some shit on the show. Or some shit like that. TLB says they had their own show on ABC after Step by Step called On Our Own on ABC. Yep, I remember that show. They were all in that show together as a family. Let me see what TLB said. He said, "Hey Harley, check out a YouTube channel called Black Femininity TV channel. I think you'll definitely like it. It covers all the black shows that went away, like 106 in Park, Cousin Skeeter, to me. I think he meant Tamia and Moesha. Honestly, though, hey Ghost, how are you? As far as 106 in Park go, I mean, no offense, nowadays people are not sitting around waiting for a music video to premiere. YouTube kill all that shit. People are like, same thing happened with TRL. Nobody is sitting at home trying to watch music premieres. And I remember when I was young, I used to watch 106 in Park and TRL after I got home from school and watch the hell of that shit. But like nowadays, things are different. And yeah, them networks, they did use black people. They start their Fox and Fox and UPN and WB during that time. They built their brand off of black people, and then they banned their audience and stopped showing black people during that time. And I think, and I'm gonna tell you when they stopped like showing minorities. I think all that shit went down when 9/11 happened. They just went straight like whitewash. Like you didn't see that many shows starring minorities during that time. Now, as far as CW channel goes, I heard they're like selling the network. They're not making money. So I heard all they show is like superhero shows on there. TLB says they cover that nostalgia feeling we had after school and how we missed the old days. Like that's so Raven and Fillmore was my shit. That's her show. She actually has her show back. Raven. It's called Raven's Home, whatever. And yeah, I used to love the hell out of that. So Raven. They also if you all don't know, Proud Family is back on, but it's on Disney Plus. All the original voice actors are back except for Orlando Brown. He voiced Stinky or whatever. But yeah, I loved that show, Proud Family, when I was a kid. Hey Dookie, how are you? Duncanstein called it Nickelodeon. Back in the days, Nickelodeon had a lot of shows with black people. Like it was very diverse during the 90s. Yeah, Keenan Kel. You had My Brother and Me. I love that show. I don't know if y'all remember that show. My Brother and Me. All that. You had, all that was very diverse. Shit, Cousin Skeeter, Gullah Gullah Island. I used to watch that shit when I was a kid. Taina. Yeah, Nickelodeon was lit back in the days. Like, even with Disney show, like, you had shows like Jet Jackson, the famous Jet Jackson. I love that show. Yeah, Ron said Moesha. Yep. Moesha was the best. Oh, speaking of shows, the mom recently from Family Matters said that the only way she would come back to do a Family Matters show is if they bring back the character Judy. The youngest daughter on the show, they just one day just had her ass go up the stairs and never came back down. They never addressed what happened to her or nothing. That was crazy. They're thinking about trying to bring back Family Matters. And I know that Jaleel White script said like he's not interested in doing Steve Urkel. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But the mom on the show, she says she won't do Family Matters unless they bring Judy back. Ron says whatever the hell their name was, Tia and Tamara. No, Sister was the shit. Even on the show, like I can tell them apart. When I watched Sister, I was like, man, that's Tia, that's Tamara, because Tamara, her face is a lot chubbier than Tia, and Tamara has a mole, so that's how you can tell them two apart, even though they're twins. But yeah, man, they wasn't shit what they did to Judy. I'm like, how the fuck y'all that child go up the stairs and never came back down? That's crazy. That was crazy. And then, okay, I'm gonna tell you another thing that was funny as hell. Well, not funny, not as funny, but it was like when they changed the mom on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like how you went from a dark-skinned lady to a light-skinned lady overnight and think us, the audience, was not gonna notice. But Will and that lady who played the first mom on the show, they made up during the reunion of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that came on HBO Max. TLB says, how Judy did porn and all this crap, and Tia and Tamara on some zaddy type ish now. She said, I remember that her real name is Jamie Foxworth, who played Judy. She was on this reality show called Celebrity Rehab that was on VH1 a while back, and she said like the reason why she did porn because her parents basically spent all her fucking money, so she basically, she needs some money, so she said that was the reason why she was doing porn back then. She's been stopped doing that though. But yeah, Jamie Foxworth, it seems like she does want to come back. Based off her Instagram, because she posted what the mom of Family Matters said. That's the only way she would come back is if they bring Judy back. And Family Matters, I'm gonna tell y'all, like, okay, Family Matters, okay. It was actually a spinoff from Perfect Strangers, and it was revolving around the mom on the show. And this is the thing, prior, they didn't have Urkel. So Urkel was casted because the show was about to get canceled. The show wasn't doing well ratings wise. So they kind of like added Urkel to bring something to the show, whatever. If you all didn't know that. Duckenstein says, I actually met Jalil White. He's a really cool dude, real laid back. But yeah, I don't think I think he's pretty much done with Urkel. I mean, he's older now. I don't even think he can do the fucking voice, that high pitched fucking voice anymore. Did I do that? I don't think he can do that anymore. And he's been doing that for years. I mean, that show lasted a good while. It lasted 9 seasons. I like the seasons, but then the later seasons start getting very fucking ridiculous. It's like, that show jumped the shark in the end. It was so much ridiculous shit that was going on in the end. And I'm gonna tell you what's sad. Like, I wish it's unfortunate that she's not around anymore. That chick who played Myra on the show, she had stomach cancer, passed away a long time ago. That was sad. But yeah, I love Family Matters, but and it started getting ridiculous though. Like, come on now. Yep, that was her name, Michelle Thomas. Malcolm Jamal Warner from Cosby Show, who played Theo, him and her were dating during that time. If you all didn't know that. But yeah, I wish she was still alive though. I was sad what happened to her. Yeah, she was very pretty, Michelle Thomas. She was also on Young and the Restless too. If y'all remember that. Yeah, she was a pretty woman. If anyone want to come up and talk about TV shows or whatever y'all want to talk about, y'all can. I just I'm telling you, I'm really enjoying Bel Air, the reboot to Fresh Prince of Bel Air. They're already getting a second season. But yeah, I'll say this: it's a good ass show. I didn't think it would be good, but I gave it a chance. It's a good show. It's on Peacock, that streaming site or whatever. Yeah, they did the show justice. And I heard that Will Smith may guest star on Bel Air. They already have the woman, the replacement mom, and that lady who played Will Smith mom on the show. They guest starred or whatever. TLB says, glad she didn't go out like Stacey Dash or Lark viewers from Saved by the Bell. I mean, to be fair, Lark, she had she was going through some mental stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But she's been on, yes, unfortunately, there is a Saved by the Bell reboot as well. So all the cast members came back to Saved by the Bell reboot, but it's focusing on the newer generation on the show. That's on Peacock as well. I mean, the only person that didn't come back because like he passed away before filming was Dustin Diamond, Screech. Hey Jimmy, how are you? Yeah, Hollywood, they're like rebooting every fucking thing. It's like, I mean, some of it works, but some stuff need to be left the fucking alone. Like I said, I didn't think Bel-Air would be all that, but ended up being good. And it lived up to my expectations. They just took away the comedy aspect of it and just made it into a drama. Oh, another show, well, that they're bringing back as well, Degrassi. I don't know if you all watched that show, but it's a Canadian show. They had 14 seasons and then they went to Netflix and had a couple seasons and then they canceled it. And so they're now bringing that show back next year on HBO Max. Drake, the rapper, used to be on that show. He was Jimmy in the wheelchair. I love that show. I love the hell out of Degrassi, The Next Generation. That's my show. It's funny. It's funny seeing how people come up though, because it's like I never thought like Jimmy Brooks from fucking Degrassi, aka Drake, aka Aubrey Graham, would hit it big as a rapper. So he really looked up. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the reboot or whatever of Degrassi. I'm gonna tell you who was my favorite character on the show. I loved her ass. Manny Santos. That she was that chick. When she, especially when she was rocking that thong. Some people think that character Maddie from Euphoria is biting off of her whole swag or whatever. And I could see the comparison as far as that goes. Yeah, Jimmy Brooks, he ended up on a wheelchair because that fucking crazy nut job Rick shot his ass. I could stand that motherfucker. He went on a goddamn school shooting spree. Was shooting up the fucking place. But yeah, I love the hell out of that show. Duncan Science says rebooted 90210. Yep, that came on CW. It was all right. No, that was okay. I mean, I like the original one, but it was all right. TLB says you're burning my shit. That show's life, bro. Hell yeah, I love that show. It's so dark though, but I like watching show. I like watching anything with controversy though. Anytime a show gets heavily talked about, I'm going to watch that shit. And it got so much nudity on the show. Like some people say it's like excessive. Like you see a lot of dicks on the show. Chicks tits and shit like that. And Zendaya, you will not catch her showing her tits on that show. That blonde, she stayed topless. That blonde chick on the show. Zendaya, she plays that a drug addict role way too well. Like I gotta give her props on the acting on that show. But yeah, the season 2 ending was sad because that should I spoil it? Should I spoil it? Anyways, that little boy, got shot up. That was a sad part. Oh yeah, Atlanta, that's a good show too. So it's Snowfall. I think after they do another season of Lane, I think they're canceling that show. But yeah, I like Atlanta. That's a good show. I'm gonna tell you another show I like. I like this show. I don't know if you all remember this show, but I'm trying to figure out the name of it. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. I used to love the hell out of this show. Damn, I'm trying to figure out the name. Gosh, it'll come to me. But anyways, if I had to choose like which show I would want them to bring back or reboot, I think I'll watch it. I'll watch a reboot of fucking Moesha. Honestly, because that ending was whack as fuck. They ended that show with a cliffhanger, but it's sad because like certain people are no longer here. Like Moesha friend, he died in a car accident. That actor guy. Hey Taryn, how are you? Doug Inside says The Wire. Yep, I love that show. Yep, that show. That's one of the best shows of all time. I love Michael K. Williams' character on the show. Girlfriends needs a proper ending. Yeah, that Girlfriend's ending was some bullshit. Real talk. Taryn, just so you know, there's gonna be a reunion special on Martin's show on BET Plus sometime this year. They already filmed the special. If you're interested in watching that, that's another thing. I wish I see. The thing is, if Tommy was still alive, I would have wanted a Martin reboot. Have everybody back together and do like a special show or whatever. That would have been cool. Ron says Chappelle Show needs a reboot. Chappelle Show was so funny as fuck, but it did not age well. But it was funny during its time, during that time frame. But yeah, I loved Dave Chappelle Show during that time period. Same thing with like in Living Color. Like them jokes were so funny during that time period, but like it didn't. That's another show that didn't age well. Certain jokes would not fly in 2022, but it was funny during that time frame. Oh my god, TLB, you like House of Pain? Tyler Perry, I cannot get into Tyler Perry sitcoms. His shit come off on some stage play shit. Like I like his shitty ass dramas. Like I can never get into his sitcoms. Like, but his dramas, he good at that. His drama shows, they're more like bad but good at the same time. Like the acting is whack as fuck, but it's funny as fuck at the same time. Like I'm into that show Ruthless, that cult show. That show, his drama shows, they are so unintentionally funny. Like they overact. I mean, and the thing is, he have his actors acting like that because I've seen these actors in other stuff and they do not act robotic like they are on his shows. That's just how Tyler Perry has his actors delivering lines and shit. And I mean, I like some of Tyler Perry's movies, but it's like you know what's gonna happen in the end. I mean, a single woman trying to find God and a good man. Another one, a woman in abusive relationship. I mean, his movies is all just trauma to me. Oh, speaking of which, that Medea movie came out on fucking Netflix. Medea Homecoming. I watched that. But yeah, man, Tyler Perry need to go and get Jussie Smollett a fucking job. Cause that he gonna need it. He gonna really need something to do when you get out. Shit. Sylvie says Sanford and Son needs a reboot. Sanford and Son. Yeah, that was a funny show too. I like watching old school shows like What's Happening, Different Strokes, Facts of Life. Arnold was like, "What you talking about, Willis?" I'm surprised. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that would work though. If they try to remake fucking Different Strokes, would that work? Oh, and fucking Webster. Yeah, I watched Webster. I was way before my time. But I like watching old school shows. I enjoy. I mean, I liked watching Brady Bunch, but that fucking Oliver, that fucking kid Oliver ruined the show. They brought that kid in. That kid fucked up Brady Bunch. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Look at that and said, "What you mean? San Francisco was a reboot?" No, San Francisco was a reboot. I was saying that maybe they should like I don't know reboot fucking Different Strokes. I'm more disappointed about the Boondocks. That was supposed to get rebooted. Everybody was supposed to come back, but you know, creative differences, shit not working out, so they didn't move forward with the reboot of Boondocks. Okay, Ron. Peace out. Sylvie says, anybody ever watched 21 Jump Street? I've seen a little bit of that show. And that's a one good thing about streaming. Like, you can watch shows like you never watched before. You know, that show way ahead of my time. You know, but I watched some of it. That was before Johnny Depp became this big movie star. You gotta start on 21 Jump Street. That came on Fox. I'll say this though, that what used to suck back in the days, you couldn't even if you watch. Okay, back in the days, right? When you didn't have on demand, you didn't have streaming. If you missed an episode, you just had to wait until it got syndication. That was annoying. So having on demand and streaming was the best invention. And DVR and stuff. That's the best. That was the best invention. You don't have to worry about missing your stuff. Like you can just binge watch. that would annoy me when I was a kid. Like if I miss a show, I would just have to wait. Like that shit was annoying thing about it. Yeah, there's so many stuff you can watch on streaming, watching these old shows. Like I think this is what I think. I think HBO Max hands down got to be the best streaming. I mean, there's so many streamings out here. Like, I have Amazon Prime, I have Netflix, I have Hulu. It's just so much streaming to keep up with. Like, these people keep bringing all these streaming shit. Like, goddamn. What they should do is combine the streaming. That's what they should do. Like a bundle. It's like, goddamn, how many streamings y'all gonna pop up with? Tyrone says YouTube have some great shows too. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. Thanks for stopping through. Until next time. Deuces.